Hello and welcome back for another video. Mario Party 4 has been a great entry in the series. We just posted a video ranking our top 10 favorite minigames in Mario Party 4 and mentioned how it was the first game in the series where we've had more than 10 5-star minigames to choose from. However, that's not to say that every minigame we played was great. Far from it, actually. Like every other Mario Party game we've played so far, this one has had its share of duds. So today, we're laying out what we think the 10 worst minigames in Mario Party 4 are. These are the ones you'll want to avoid at all costs when they come up. At least, we did anyway. So to spare you the trouble of having to play through these ones, let's dive into the list and we'll tell you exactly why each of these minigames should never be played. Here we go!
Here at number 10 is a 2 vs 2 minigame, the Great Deflate. This one didn't really play much different than your regular, generic button masher. All you're doing is ground pounding your giant inflatable thwomp until it's completely flat, but there's really no depth to this one. They do say that if you and your partner ground pound at the same time, it'll flatten it faster, but honestly, we never felt the need to do that. Going our separate ways and just ground pounding as soon as we could seemed just as fast to us, so the small amount of depth that's actually there doesn't really matter. That doesn't make for a good minigame.
Number 9 is Mario Speedway. The only good thing about this minigame is that it's over before you know it. You have to be extremely precise in accelerating and changing gears. Otherwise, you won't have any speed and you won't be able to make it. The fact that you have to do one thing right in the very beginning, otherwise you can't come back, doesn't make for a fun minigame. And the fact that it's so short really doesn't make it enjoyable either.
At number 8 is Domination. Even more so than the Great Deflate, this one is about as basic of a button masher as you can get. All you're doing is hitting the A button as fast as you can until time is up, and whoever does it the most will win. Each time you hit the A button, you'll make another whomp, and then at the end it shows them all falling over like dominoes, which is probably the best part of this one, but that's really not saying much. There's no thinking when you play this one, or strategy, or any other element that makes for a fun minigame. If you want to hit the A button really fast for a few seconds, I guess you'll like this one, but otherwise, I would skip it.
Number 7 is Panels of Doom. This minigame does the whole random minigame thing in the wrong way. You start by choosing a number, and then you take turns rolling a die until one of you falls to your doom. However, the characters' faces show up on the die, so even if you don't roll the number that the other player is on, you could roll their face and get them out anyway. We weren't able to play this for more than a couple of rounds, and it just wasn't that enjoyable.
At number 6 is the similar Panel Panic. This one is basically just an alternate version of the last minigame, but it might be a tad bit worse. Instead of there only being 2 players on the board, this one puts a player on online spaces, filling up the ones not being used by the actual players by computers. But really, there's no reason for it to do that. Who cares if a computer loses? Like the last one, this is all completely random, has no point, and basically leaves it up to the computer to decide which of you it wants to win. What's the point?
Starting off the top 5 is Bowser Wrestling. This minigame has you and your opponent facing off in a circular wrestling ring. Each player has to tap A to advance on the opponent and gain an early advantage. After that, you alternate hitting L and R buttons to shove the opponent. The only thing is, you can't go too fast because then you'll run out of stamina. This one's really annoying to play. Your instinct is to mash the L and R buttons, but you need to go kind of slow. It's kind of an off-putting strategy. There's also mushrooms that come down to give you more stamina, but they never felt like they were in a fair place. It felt like the person that was winning was always in the spot the mushroom fell, so they got an extra advantage. This was just an annoying minigame to play.
Next up is the extra room minigame Doors of Doom. This one's another completely random minigame where all you're doing is deciding which of 2 doors to go through. Bowser's behind one of them, and if you pick that one, the game ends. The annoying part about this one, though, is that it's all left to random chance. And I don't know if we ever got further than maybe 2 doors into this one before running into Bowser. It's really unrewarding when all you're doing is picking a random door and seeing if you chose a right one. And the fact that it's in the extra room means that there's not even any reward for playing this one. If this was something like a battle minigame, or even a free-for-all minigame where you'd win coins at the end, at least you'd say, hey, that's cool, I chose right more than anyone else did. But in the extra room minigame, you're just playing it for fun. And what's the fun in opening 2 doors and then starting over again? There really isn't any.
Number 3 is Beach Volley Folly. And you guessed it, it's a game of volleyball. There's 2 different modes, battle and free play, but they feel the same. The thing that made this one not very enjoyable to play was the fact that the controls were so off. You had to run to the spot where the ball was going to land, or you can jump up and spike the ball, but for some reason, we could never get the timing right. It felt like we were never able to hit the ball and there was no volley happening. And if you couldn't volley in volleyball, then what's the point?
Getting our silver medal for worst minigame in Mario Party 4 is the Bowser minigame Balloon of Doom. This one has each player taking turns putting more air into a balloon, and whoever pops it loses. Unfortunately, this minigame has some issues that make it a trudge to play. First off is the fact that there's not really any strategy to it. You can put more or less air into the balloon depending on how high you jump, but until the end where the balloon's really big, you're not going to have a reason to do this one. You might as well just put maximum air into it. And the other issue is just how slow this one goes. Bowser talks between every jump, and between that and the animation of each player rotating in and out, each turn just takes forever. And the fact that all you're doing when it's your turn to go is ground pounding means that it's not even really fun when you are playing this one. It's horrible.
And coming in at number 1 in the worst Mario Party 4 minigame is, you guessed it, Fruits of Doom. In this minigame, Bowser decides he wants us to all feed him fruit, and he lists off all the fruits he wants. The first couple you can read, but by the third one it's going so fast you have no idea what he wants. So then on your turn, you have to go up and choose a fruit to feed him. If you're not the first or second player in line, then you have to guess. And really, what's the point? You have to go randomly pick a fruit to give to him, and he says if he wants it or not. There's no fun in this one, and there's no strategy. By the time you're at the third fruit, you have no idea what he wants, so it's just random, but not in a fun way. Unfortunately, this minigame is the worst one from Mario Party 4, but there always has to be one.
Well, that's all we've got for this video. What do you think? Do you agree with us? I'm sure there's some of you out there that happen to like one of these minigames, but I hate to tell you that you're wrong. I have to say though that even though there is a lot of bad ones in this one, there is definitely a higher amount of better minigames. It makes me optimistic about playing Mario Party 5.
Me too, I'm so excited. I feel like Mario Party just keeps getting better and better. I can't wait to start Mario Party 5.
Well, we have one more video going up this week that just mashes all of our Mario Party 4 reviews into one video, so look out for that one. After that, we'll take a week off and come back for Mario Party 5.
How exciting! Well, if you've enjoyed this video and have enjoyed being on this journey with us, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. If you want to binge all of the Mario Party 4 videos, look out for the next video coming up tomorrow.
And if not, we'll see you back here for Mario Party 5.
Hope to see you then.